Hello, hello. It says we're live. So I'm a minute early. I'm just going to make sure everything is working everywhere. If you are here, please say hello and let me know if you can see me and hear me okay. Just where if you are here, let me know. Please say hello and let me know if you can see me and hear me okay. It's playing. Here we go. If you are here, let me know. Okay, good thing I checked. Okay. Ashley is here. She says she can see and hear me. So I'm guessing everything is good to go all over the place. And it is the top of the hour. So welcome, everybody. And please, if you're here, say hello in the comments. Let me know where you're coming in from. I am operating on StreamYard right now. So I am streaming live in a couple of different places on Facebook as well as on YouTube. If you are on Facebook, you can see Ashley's face here. There'll be a link in the description of this live video on Facebook from StreamYard saying to click the link. And the reason for that is if you don't do that, your face and name won't show up like this, like Ashley's is. It'll just say Facebook user and I won't know who's commenting. So be sure and click that StreamYard link if you haven't done that. We have Marianne, and I can tell what platform you guys are watching. You see, this tells me it's on Facebook, but if you want to tell me where you're dialing in from, like what part of the country or what part of the world, I would love to know that too, just to get a better understanding of who's here. But I just want to say welcome. Let me take a sip of water before I get started because I have a lot to say. Ashley is coming in from Georgia. Woohoo! My neighbor. I'm in North Carolina. Ooh, we got Alaska in the house. Hey, KM in Houston, Texas. Awesome, awesome. Good to see you guys. And there's Mike Hobbs over there on YouTube. Yo, Mike Hobbs. He's coming here from Utah. So we got Utah, Alaska, Texas, Georgia. So good to see you guys. Okay, so we have a lot to cover today. I'm excited to share this training with you guys because this is a process. I know I talked about it the other day when I went live, and I was talking about how I have two different processes that I use side by side that when I use them and I like take them seriously, they have never failed me. I've never not hit a goal on or before schedule. Usually, actually, I'm able to hit my goals ahead of schedule when I do things this way. So today we're going to be covering the first process, which is my accountability and goal setting process. And then the next time I jump on to do a training, we're going to talk about the other process, which is my vision work process, which is equally as important. They're just very different processes. Okay, so all right. So the reason that we're talking about this right now is because we just are entering into a challenge that was put out into the my greater community that I'm a part of by my dear friend Paul, who's one of the founders of the company that I'm an affiliate for. And he put out a challenge to the entire community called the 11/11 Trinity Transformation Challenge. And I am putting it out to you guys because I'm so excited about this idea and this possibility. And what it is, it's a challenge to hit our goals. The date of the challenge, the date the challenge ends is November 11th. And if you were on my live stream a couple of days ago, you know that I went over a whole bunch of different meanings of the numbers 11/11 and the numerology of that. And there was a lot of really cool stuff about that. Basically, the bottom line in everything that I've read about 11/11 is it always signifies new beginnings and that you're supported by your angels or the universe. So that's the significance of 11/11 in our community, we're kind of obsessed with 11/11. And so that's why we have our challenge ending on 11/11. The other reason for that is because we are getting together in person. Our favorite charity that a percentage of all of the sales that we bring in as affiliates in our company go to support our favorite charity, which is Feed My Starving Children. And we are actually getting together on 11/11. We are all going to be together, anyone that wants to, and you're invited as well if you want to. We'll be getting together for an event that's going to be that week, that whole week in November. But on November 11th, on 11/11 precisely, we are going to be going over to the headquarters of Feed My Starving Children, which is right there in Arizona where we're going to be, and together as a community. So we have donated over 127,000 days worth of meals to starving children as a community, which is incredible. And when we have our events, they're not-for-profit events. So, the money that comes in for ticket sales, and the tickets are always, very reasonably priced. As a matter of fact, they're $111. Again, we have our numerology going on there. But after the cost of the event is covered, all of the rest of the proceeds go to Feed My Starving Children. Our last event, just in the ticket sales alone, we were able to donate over 12,000 days worth of meals to starving children. So we're going to do that again. But the other cool thing is on November 11th, we're all going to be together and we're going to go over to the headquarters of Feed My Starving Children, and we will be helping as a community to pack the food for the kids. So that's going to be incredible too. So the idea behind this challenge is to, for us all to be working towards our goals before we all come together. And the reason it's called the Trinity Transformation Challenge is because we're working on goals in 3 different areas of our lives. And those areas are health goals, financial goals, and mental health, spirituality, personal development goals. So those are the 3 areas of goals that we're going to be working on. And anyway, this is just a great opportunity for all of us to let go of the excuses and the limiting beliefs that we have about ourselves. It's also a great opportunity to stop saying, someday I'm going to do these things that I keep saying I'm going to do. And we're going to find time to do the things that are important to us now, starting now. And and this can be a lot of different things. Like, I was sharing on today's call, I was talking about this, and I was talking about how, like, one of the things that I'm putting on my accountability, which that's the process I'm going to show you today, and I'll talk more about this, but is, like, I want to make sure that I'm playing my guitar every week, because that helps me spiritually, like my mind, it makes me happy. Right. And a lot of times those types of things are the things that get put on the back burner, because I feel like I have other things that I should be doing. Or if I do take the time to play my guitar, maybe I feel guilty about it because I feel like I should be building my business. So the way that we set this up is so all of that stuff is accounted for, and you don't have to feel guilty about doing it, because your mental health and your happiness and your personal development is just as important as your financial goals. Okay, so that's why we're doing the challenge in this way, as a Trinity. Okay, so I have a process that I do when I get laser focused on my goals. I've done it in the past and it always works every single time. And so, you're probably saying, well, then why don't you just do it all the time? The reason I don't do this all the time is just because it's confronting, and it's a little more rigid than the way that I like to live my life. A lot of my income is residual income, which allows me to have a lot of freedom in my life. And I like to have that freedom. I don't like to have a really rigid schedule. Some people like that all the time. I don't like it all the time, but I like to use it when I'm sprinting towards a goal or goals, especially bigger goals, like what I'm setting for myself during this 4-month challenge. So this is what I'm going to lay out for you guys today. I'm going to show you how I do my goal setting and accountability. Let me just see if I have, you guys can leave me comments or questions as I go, and I'll be checking them from time to time. Gail, you're good. I don't think you need to click on the StreamYard link because I can see you. I'll show you. See, you're showing up just fine. And she's in upstate New York. Awesome. Okay. Okay, so what I'm going to be covering today is my accountability process. And then on another day this week, either tomorrow or Friday, I haven't decided yet, I'm going to be going over the other piece, the other important piece when it comes to, being very clear and hitting your goals, and that is the vision work. Okay? And that's equally as important. Like I said, it keeps you high vibe and it keeps your belief strong, and it literally creates miracles when you do it. But that's a separate training. Okay. So for today, we're going to do the accountability piece. And I wanted to do this one first because I'm going to show you my Trello board that I use to do this whole process. I'm actually going to give you guys access to this Trello board if you want to use it yourself. So I wanted to give it to you first before we do the vision work, because I want you to have time to start filling in your goals and have this whole board filled out and ready to rock so that you can start with us on Monday. Me and my accountability partner are starting on Monday. This coming Monday, June 27th, will be the first day that we're actually implementing this process and actively working on our goals and being held accountable. I'm still doing stuff right now to move me towards my goals, but I'm not being held accountable by a partner until Monday. So for those of you that want to participate, we just wanted to get this to you as soon as possible so that you could start thinking about your goals and your weekly action plan and all the things that we're going to talk about today so that you can be ready to rock by Monday. And then again, the end date of the challenge is November 11th. So we're working on goals from between now and then. Okay. If you want to do the challenge with us and you want to be part of our challenge community of, people that are doing the challenge, you can RSVP for the challenge in my Facebook group. It's in the pinned, it's like the pinned post at the top in the featured section. And you can just go to my Facebook group and RSVP right there. And my Facebook group is just affiliatemarketingjunkie.com/Facebook, if that's not where you're watching this right now. So you can just, I think I have a thing for that. Hold on. Yeah, here we go. That's my Facebook group. So if you want to participate in this challenge, you'll just go over there and you'll see the RSVP post there where you can just type me in the comments, and that way we can all rock this challenge together. Okay. So the process that I'm going to lay out for you today, you don't have to have an accountability partner, but I recommend it. It works better if you do. And like I said, this process has worked for me every single time I've implemented it. And that every single time that I've implemented it, I've had an accountability partner. So if you're attempting to do this without an accountability partner, I can't vouch for that. And I just know it's not as much fun, and it won't, it's easier to break your word to yourself if you don't have an accountability partner. So I recommend getting a partner. So I have my partner in place, and many of you met her a couple of days ago when I went live to talk about this challenge. She jumped out and shared her thoughts about it as well. So I have a whole process that we lay out on a Trello board. Trello is a free site, and it also has a free app that you can put on your phone, which I love because, I can access my board that has all my stuff on it from my computer or my phone. And I use it for everything. Like I have a board where I keep track of all of my content ideas because I'm a content marketer. So I have like lists of different things that for topic ideas. Like I lead a call every week on Wednesday. So if I have a thought for a topic idea, I can put that in that column. And then I make YouTube videos. So I have a column for that. I have podcasts. So I have a column for that. And I keep track of everything on Trello. And the nice thing about having that app on my phone is that if I'm like walking down the beach and I have an idea for a piece of content that I want to create in one of these places, I can just pull it up on my phone and add it as a content idea. And then I have boards for all different things, including my accountability board, which is what we're going to be talking about today. Okay. And so this process today is about being very intentional and keeping your word to yourself and your accountability partner. That's why this process works. And it's not going to work if you're going to try to skate by or get away with things or not honor your word. Okay. So, all right. So what I'm going to do is I am going to pull up my Trello board so that you guys can follow along with me. And then at the end of this training, if you stick around to the end, I'm going to give you a link where you can actually go get my Trello board. So all you have to do is set up a free account on Trello if you don't already have one, and then you can literally copy my board. So I'm going to give you a link to that, and then I'm going to show you how to copy it over so that you're not editing my copy. And you can literally use the board that I'm about to show you if that's something that you want to do. Okay. So let me pull up my board real quick. Share screen. Let me see. I hope this is going to work. Let me see. It's looking like it doesn't want me to share that browser. All right, hang on a second. Let me see if I can log into Trello from a different browser. All right, it's letting me in. Awesome. Okay, let me try this again. Sorry about this, you guys. Share screen. Now, I'm not sure. Wait, hold on a second. Let me try something here. Here we go. Is that working? It still doesn't look to me like it's working. Can you guys let me know in the comments if you can see my screen? Sorry about this. Can you see my accountability board? Let me know. Just see you. Okay. All right, let me try this. Okay. Now can you see me, my board? I'm hoping you do. But, oh yeah, okay. Okay, you guys can see it now. All right, this is a little bit confusing to me. Okay. All right, hold on a second. Let me get rid of this banner so that you guys can see the screen better. All right. All right. Sorry about that, you guys. Okay, so this is my accountability board. And basically, so I'm going to go through each of these sections with you. And I just want you to know ahead of time as I go through this that all of this stuff can be moved around. So if you don't like where I have something, you can move it to a different place once you take this board and make a copy of it for yourself. So the first thing I want to talk about is this section here called BHGs. This is a term that was created by an old accountability partner that I had, and we called these our big, hairy goals. So this is your end date. So in this case, for this challenge, it's November 11th. So this is where you're going to put down the goals that you want to hit by November 11th. And also just something to keep in mind. So I have a board here, and my accountability partner has a board as well. And so we're each filling in our goals for all of these sections. We're each going to fill in our weekly action items and our daily schedule. And I'll go over that in a minute. And this section here is what we're going to share with each other each week. And I'll go over that in a minute too. But the first step to do when you're sprinting towards goals like this, right, one other thing, I just want to make sure that I got to get back over to the comments here. Okay, great. So when you're sprinting towards goals like this, it's, now I totally lost my train of thought. Anyway, we want to get really, really clear about our goals. So what do I want to create in my life, in my business by November 11th? I can add November 11th to this, just to be more clear. And then, so what do I want to create in my life, in my business? So I have these 3 categories here. So if I click on health, I can start listing, like if I want to lose 25 pounds, or whatever you want to put down. And you can just list all of your stuff here. Item number 2. The other really cool thing that I love about Trello is you can add a checklist. So if I want to say like health goals, I can say like lose 25 pounds, add. And then whatever my second health goal, let's say bench 100 pounds. Like if you have a goal, something like that, whatever you want to have. And then once you hit that goal, you can come in here and check this off. So I love this about Trello because it makes it really easy to just know when you hit your goals, whether these are your long-term goals or your short-term goals. I use these checklists all the time. So you would create your goals in health, wealth, here with my team. And I'll talk about this a little bit more later, but for those of us that are in my community working with me on my team as affiliate marketers, we have an income calculator that we can use to easily break down our income goals and figure out exactly what we need to do to hit those goals. So that's what we're doing on my team to break down our goals to our 30-day, 60-day, 90-day goals and our final goal. So that's why I have this here. So for anyone on my team that's using this board, that's why I have this here, because we're going to go over how to do that. And if you want to learn how to work more closely with me and my team, I'll talk about this later, but on that RSVP board in my Facebook group, you can just type in team there and I'll get you some information about that. But so for wealth, this area of wealth or finances, this is where you want to put down your income goals or your, goals related to your business. It might not be income. It might be like hire an assistant and, hire a graphic designer, hire a video editor. I don't know, like whatever is related to your business, you can put that here. And then you have your goals for personal development, mindset, mental health. So again, you can add a checklist or you can just write out your goals here. And when we do the vision work, by the way, we're going to be looking at these because this is how we're going to set up our vision stuff, is based on the goals that we want to create. So just keep that in mind. So this is where we start. We start at the end. Where do you see yourself in a little over 4 months from now? What is it that you want to create? And what I suggest here is you want your goals to be big enough to really inspire you. This process here, especially if you have an accountability partner, is going to give you the ability to do things you didn't think that you could do, when you are this accountable to this degree that I'm going to go over with you, you can do more than you think you can. So let me just say that. And at the same time, you don't want your goal to be so big that it's so far-fetched that you can't even like realistically break it down to the, your 30-day, 60-day, 90-day goals. Like it's just too far out there. It doesn't really feel doable, right? So you want it to be, a balance between too far-fetched and not big enough, right? So where do you see yourself in 4 months from now? And then once you have that goal in mind, you're going to break that down into milestones. So that's a little over 4 months from now, 11/11. So in order to hit whatever your income goal, let's say, is by November 11th, where do you need to be in 30 days from now in order to know that you're on track? So we can set these milestones up so that we know, like, so in 30 days from now, like if in 4 months from now, you want to be at $10,000 a month in residual income. Well, where's a good milestone to be in 30 days from now? $3,000 a month, whatever it is, you would come over here and put that in here. Okay. And you would do the same for health. So like if you're trying to lose 25 pounds, maybe after 30 days, you want to be down by 8 pounds. So you would put that in here, right? And you also want to make sure you keep track of your benchmark. So make sure you know what your weight is right now. And I know that sounds silly, but sometimes we forget when we start to change. Like I just lost 30 pounds and it's hard for me to even remember what my weight was before because now I'm just used to being this weight. But it is good to benchmark so you know where you're starting from. So you're going to create your 30-day goals, your 60-day goals, and your 90-day goals. Okay, so this is a way for us to have like shorter term goals that we can focus on to know that, like, okay, if I hit my 30-day goal, that means I'm on track to hit my end goal. And then if I hit my 30-day goal, I'm going to be on track to hit my 60-day goal. And if I hit my 60-day goal, then I'm even more on track to hit my end goal. So you want to chunk this down, because if we're just doing a challenge that ends on November 11th and we're setting a goal, but we don't really have a track to run on to get to that goal, then it's kind of pie in the sky, right? It's like, well, I hope that I lose 25 pounds by November 11th, but I don't really have any way to like measure my progress, right? So that's what this is. So you want to come in here and set your 30-day goals, your 60-day goals, and your 90-day goals. And you can do this. Like me and my accountability partner got on Zoom last night and sat there and talked about all of this stuff together. It's fun to do it together and kind of brainstorm. Like she would say, do you think this goal is unrealistic? Or do you think I'm reaching big enough here, or whatever? Okay. So this is how you break this all down. Let me just look at, I have some notes. I want to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Okay. So then starting this coming Monday, like I said, June 27th, we have certain action steps that we have to take each week. And the way that we're doing our weeks is they start on Monday and end on Sunday. You and your accountability partner can set up your week however you want. Like maybe you want your check-in day to be Tuesday, like your deadline is Tuesday to get everything done for the week and to send your new weekly list to your accountability partner, which means your week starts on Wednesday. For us, we start on Monday. So by Sunday at midnight, every week, I have to finish all of my items for the week. And I also have to send my accountability partner my new list, or, she'll have a link to my Trello board. So this is where, my weekly action items, we're going to talk about this in a second, will be right there. And hold on a second. Okay. And so every Sunday, I have to have everything done by midnight, and I have to have my new list done for the following week by midnight on Sunday. And this weekly action item list, and I'm going to go over this more in a second, is where she's going to see this, and it's going to show what I'm committed to for this week. And we can add whatever we want onto this. And I can't stress that enough. Like if like I said, I was telling you guys, like I don't make time to play my guitar, and I know that playing my guitar helps me. It helps me like mentally. It makes me happy. It gets me out of my head. It's creative, which is good. There's just so many things about it that are good, but yet I don't make it a priority. Well, when I have an accountability partner and I have the ability to put stuff down on a board like this every week, I this is an opportunity to put everything that you want to do, the things that you've been putting off or the things that you don't make time for that are important to you, put them on here. One of the other things that I'm going to start putting on here is yoga. I know that going to yoga will help me with my stress and my health, my flexibility and my musculature and all of that. But for whatever reason, it never seems to happen. So during this accountability process, I can put that on my board, and I'm holding myself accountable to myself and to my accountability partner, saying I'm going to yoga twice, this week I'm committing to going to yoga twice. So I would put that here under my health or under personal development, mindset, mental health, because yoga to me can go in either of those categories. But we put everything on here that we want to accomplish for the week. And this is the list, that we're going to be sharing every week by the deadline with our partner. So, all right, I'll talk more about that in a second. I'm kind of all over the place with this because there's a lot to it. So we're going to think about what we want to commit to for that week. And here's the thing about this. Okay. So when we were on Zoom last night, my accountability partner was like, I'm really nervous about this. This is like really confronting or whatever. And here's the thing, because I've done this before and I know like what happens is over time, you'll get to know like if you're adding too many things to your list and it's making your life, if it feels like a burden all the time and you're not having fun at all with this, then you're putting too many things on your list, right? So you're going to figure this out as you go. But like if I'm scrambling, if it's Sunday afternoon and I still have a bunch of stuff on my list that I didn't get done and I'm stressed out and it was just too many things, then when I'm creating my list for the following week, I can decide, well, I'm only going to commit to going to yoga once a week this time, because twice a week just didn't really feel doable to me. Or, maybe take some items off when it comes to your business. I mean, we were masterminding last night and I'm like, I have all these different marketing strategies that I want to do for my business. Is it realistic that I'm going to be able to do them all? Or is it going to feel like too much? Well, it's a matter of just experimenting with this stuff. And if you get your list done like by Wednesday and you're, whatever, then you know that you didn't put in enough things on your list. Because this isn't meant to be like something that you can just skate by and it's easy. It's meant to serve you to take your life and your business to the next level. So make sure that you're not making it too easy on yourself either. Okay. And then to take it a step further, what I do, and this is optional, but I like doing this, is I create a daily schedule for myself. Again, I don't operate this way all the time in my life, you guys. Some people do. It's not my personality type. But when I do this, I'm always amazed at how productive I am. So I am doing it between now and November 11th because I'm setting big goals and I want to make sure that I hit them. So then what we do is based on what we tell our partner we want to do for the week, we would add those things, based on the days. So for example, I'm committing to going live in my Facebook group every Monday at 2:00. So I would come into my Monday board and you'll see I have Facebook Live at 2:00. I also decided that Monday is going to be the day that I am going to create my content for the week. So I'm going to shoot a video and record a podcast. Sometimes those will be one and the same if I'm repurposing my video into a podcast episode. But Monday, my goal is a Facebook Live and 2 pieces of content. And I'm not editing the video on Monday. I'm just shooting the video on Monday, right? So then on another day, I will have the rest of the process on another card for another day of the week, right? Health and fitness. I have a beach body workout on Monday. Mental health, the Grow Rich call in the morning. I'm going to read a chapter of my book. I'm going to make sure I spend some time at the beach. And, whatever, if Monday is the day that I'm going to go to yoga, I would put that in here or whatever. So when I open up my card on Monday morning, or the night before, if I want to look and see what I'm doing the next day, it's all right here. And what's really cool about this is like once I do my Facebook Live, I can come over here and check it off. Once I shoot my video, I can check it off. Once I record my podcast, I can check it off, and then it turns green and it tells me I'm 100% done with my business goals for Monday. And I absolutely love this because it's such a feeling of accomplishment, and it's just easy to keep track of and see that you've done your stuff. So I love this. And, and then, like I said, if I come under Tuesday, I guess I didn't really add anything. Well, let's say I want to say like, edit video, edit podcast, right? And then maybe, and then under health and fitness, on Tuesdays, I'm going to the gym. I'm not doing a beach body workout at home. I'm going to the gym. So I have that on here. And so you get the gist. And then maybe on Wednesday, I'm going to promote my video and promote my podcast, or, however I want to do it. But we can make these little lists for us so that we know each day of the week exactly what we're committed to in each of the areas. So on each of these cards, and again, you guys can copy this board. I'm going to give you a link to it. I've already got it set up as business, health and fitness, and mental health. And you can come in here and, edit all of these things and delete whatever you don't. You can delete the whole section. You can delete whatever you want. The other cool thing about Trello that I love is like, so let's say like this is my daily schedule for this week, and I want to create one. When I'm done with this week, I want to start over and create a new one. I can just go copy list, and it'll just create the whole thing again. And then there's different people like to do different things. Like if I want to keep my daily schedule and just move it over to out of the way to the end of my board down here, once I'm done with it or whatever, I can move this wherever I want. The other thing you can do is you can have like a section called like completed, and like you can move like certain cards over to it. I mean, Trello is awesome. You can do all kinds of cool stuff. But anyway, I'm not going to do a full Trello tutorial for the sake of this live, because I want to stay on task with accountability. So all right. So anyway, so we have our weekly action items. And this is, like I said, this is where I'm going to come in. I'm going to say in the health category, what is everything I'm committed to doing this week? This is the list that my accountability partner is going to hold me accountable for. And then in the wealth category and this category. So every week we're going to be redoing this. Every week we're going to be redoing this. Okay. Now the other piece of this is that we build in, let me just check the comments real quick. I'm just realizing I haven't checked the comments in quite a while. So let me just make sure you guys aren't like totally lost. How did you find an accountability partner, someone that will keep their word and stick with it? I asked one of my dear friends who is part of, my business community. And I know that she's a person of integrity, and we were talking about this challenge, and I asked her if she wanted to be my accountability partner, and she said yes, without hesitation. So I'm going to talk about some different ways to find accountability partners, but Marianne, you're part of our community too. We have an amazing community full of high integrity people. So there are a lot of people in our community doing this challenge. So I'm sure, it won't be hard for you to find an accountability partner in our community. And then like, if you're on my team, I'm making sure like in my private team Facebook group, everybody that's saying that they want to do the challenges, I'm going to personally make sure that everybody has an accountability partner and create that for my team members. But our whole community has that going on. And if you're not part of any of our communities or whatever, it's just a matter of finding somebody else that wants to hit some big goals by November 11th and then doing this process together. But yeah, you're right. It has to be someone that will keep their word. and stick with it, because if they're going to be flaky about it, it doesn't serve you either. It doesn't serve anybody. So you definitely want to find somebody that's really committed to doing this. Okay. All right. So the next piece of this that I want to talk about are the risks and rewards. And this is what really makes this fun. And it's also what really makes it effective as well. So you'll see down here, I have risks and rewards. And I have weekly, 30-day, 60-day, 90-day, and November 11th for both, right? So what this is for is, so when I give my accountability partner my list of my weekly tasks that I'm gonna do for the week, my week ends on Sunday at midnight. That's how we have it set up. So our week ends at Sunday at midnight. So if I don't hit my goals do my list by Sunday at midnight, then whatever I have as a risk right here will kick in. So for example, let's say I have it that if I don't do everything on my weekly list by Sunday at midnight, I'm not allowed to have coffee for the whole next week. Coffee is like one of my treats that I love in my life. I've done risks like, where I say like for a 90-day goal or for the end goal or for a 30-day goal, like if I don't hit my goal by the 30-day mark, you'll want to put dates on this stuff too, so that you have the exact date that you're supposed to hit this goal by. What I've done in the past is if I don't, like I did this in my network marketing company years ago when I was in network marketing, where I wanted to have a rank advancement by a certain day. And the risk that I put in place was if I don't hit it by that day, I have to take a cold shower every day after that day until I hit my goal. I've had another one where I had to make a certain amount of cold calls every day. I told my sponsor in my network marketing company that I would make at least 10 cold calls a day. And if I didn't do it, I had to pay him $50. And here's the thing, like I never had to pay him $50, because even if I was coming down to the wire, like I remember going to an event and it was at night and I was on the way to an event with my husband at the time. And I wasn't going to be able to make calls once I got to the event, but I had only done like 7 calls that day. So I had 3 more to do. So I was literally calling people from the car. I was looking at phone numbers. You know how like landscaping trucks and stuff, like they have their phone number right on their truck. I was calling those numbers and saying, hey, do you keep your options open for ways to make money or whatever? And I would get my calls in, and I never didn't get my calls in. So these risks are put in place to hold our feet to the fire, but I've never had to actually like do any of this stuff because I always hit my goals on time. I will say it has come down to more than once where like I have till Sunday at midnight to complete my weekly tasks, and it's like, it's Saturday and I know like I'm nowhere near completing everything on my list. And maybe I have to pull an all-nighter on Saturday night to get it done. So I pull an all-nighter on Saturday night. That is something I never would have done if I didn't have this accountability process. And because I'm holding myself so accountable, because I don't want to give up coffee for the week, I'm going to get it done. And the other cool thing about it is because we have a partner, my partner and I are using Voxer. You can do this however you want, but Voxer is an app. It's a walkie-talkie app, and it looks like this. And so like we can talk back and forth. I can hold down this little walkie-talkie thing and just like talk to her. And she, like when I'm talking to her, it comes right through her phone and vice versa. And we can send pictures and videos and whatever to each other. Like I sent her this picture last night. I was just like into the phone. But like if I'm pulling an all-nighter on Saturday night, I can be talking to her on Voxer. Maybe she's pulling an all-nighter too, and we're both like burning the midnight oil trying to get our goal, our weekly tasks done. So that's the beauty of having an accountability partner. But the risks and rewards are put in place to serve us. And so the risks are, where you're going to put in things. You're going to put in things in the weekly, weekly. Like if you don't hit do all of your weekly tasks, then what happens if you don't finish it by Sunday at midnight or whatever your day is? And then you have your 30-day. If you don't hit your 30-day goals, what's the risk? 60-day goal, 90-day goal, end goal. Like maybe you have this end goal to be at $10,000 a month in residual income by November 11th. And if you don't hit it, then you have to take a cold shower every day until you get there. You're going to get there way faster. Even if you go past the 11/11, you're going to get there way faster if you're taking cold showers every day, right? So that's what risks are for. These are here to serve us. You don't have to do any of this if it sounds terrible to you and you just absolutely don't want to do it. You don't have to. But I recommend it because, like I said, none of the risks that I've ever put down when I've done this process have I ever had to do. I never paid my sponsor $50 because I never didn't make my 10 calls. And I know for a fact that if I didn't have that risk in place, there would have been many days where I didn't make my 10 calls. I would have made 7 or 8 or whatever. Some days maybe none. I don't know. But because I had that in place, I never didn't do it. So these are here to serve us. The rewards are the really fun part. These are here to serve us as well. So rewards are, so how are you going to reward yourself when you do accomplish the things you set out to accomplish? So when you go through your weekly list and you check off every single thing, if you have if you have it set up as a checklist and you check off every single thing on that list that you gave your accountability partner and you're done, you did it, how are you going to reward yourself for that? And it doesn't have to be anything like huge. It doesn't even have to cost money. It could be, I get to take a half a day of time in nature, or I'm going to buy myself my favorite special fancy coffee drink at my favorite coffee shop, or whatever. I'm going to treat myself to an acai bowl at my favorite cafe, or whatever. Like when you complete your weekly tasks, it can be as small or as big as you want. Like maybe you get a massage. I don't know, maybe, whatever. So you can set up some rewards for yourself so that as you do keep your word to yourself, you're rewarded for that. So you're going to set up your rewards for all of your milestones, 30-day, 60-day, 90-day, 11/11. So for example, for me and my partner, we, when we hit our end goal on or before November 11th, and I say on or before because using this process, there's a really good chance you're going to hit your goals ahead of schedule. That's what's happened to me the other times that I've done this. And I've actually hit them way ahead of schedule before doing it this way. I'm just way more productive when I do it this way, which is why I'm sharing this with you. So when we hit our goals, our big goals, on or before November 11th, we're booking a trip to Hawaii together. We were talking about doing this trip anyway, and then we decided let's use it as a reward instead. We both want to get back to Hawaii. I haven't been there in several years, and neither has she. And so instead of just booking a trip to Hawaii, we're going to have it as a reward for hitting our goals. So how awesome is it going to be when we're in Hawaii together, celebrating the fact that we hit our goals rather than just going there for the sake of going there? I did this one other time for another goal that I had. There was this resort that I wanted to go to, Gold Lake Resort. It's not open anymore. It was in the mountains, and it was this amazing place that I really wanted to go to. And they have these like rustic cabins that are also very luxurious with like high thread count Egyptian cotton sheets and like these beautiful slate showers and whatever. But it's rustic. And then they have like kayaks and canoes on this beautiful lake. And so I wanted to go there, and that was my reward for hitting my goal. At the time, my goal was a rank advancement in my network marketing company. So when I hit that rank advancement, it was actually super sweet because when I hit that rank advancement, I was planning on booking that trip to Gold Lake. But what happened was my upline ended up giving it to me and my husband as a gift for me hitting that rank advancement. And so not only did I get to go, but I didn't even have to pay for it because it was given to me as a gift. So that was really cool. But you can make your rewards be whatever you want. So, for your weekly rewards, they'll be like smaller rewards. But for your November 11th reward, what's something really significant that you can give yourself to reward yourself for all the hard work that you're going to be putting in? Like I said, we're using Voxer. Voxer is a free app that you can get on your phone, and it just makes it more fun, I think. I am obsessed with Voxer. I had a business with a business partner a couple of years ago, and we used Voxer for everything because you can send videos, you can send pictures, and you can walkie-talkie back and forth. And so this just makes it so that it's easier to just like stay in touch and have fun with this. And you want to have fun with this, you know, which is the other reason why I definitely suggest an accountability partner, because, you know, doing this with somebody is definitely going to make it more fun. So, all right, let me check. Got a bunch of things going on here. Okay, let me see. No coffee, that would do it for me. Well, that's the thing. Like, if I knew that I wasn't going to be able to have coffee, there's nothing that I wouldn't do. Like, I have to have my coffee, and I'd be even less productive. Well, Voxer, I see your comment here. I didn't have Voxer up on the screen. Oh, I know what it was. I held it up. Sorry, I held it up. You couldn't see me. So Voxer is right here. Oops. So you can see like there's these little voice memos, and I sent her a little good morning thing with a message or whatever. This is the goofy picture I sent her last night. Because you can take a picture right in Voxer. So I was just goofing off with it. But yeah, I didn't realize you guys couldn't see me this whole time. So sorry, I didn't have the screen set up right. Let's see. Okay, so I want to show you guys how to copy this Trello board. If you want the Trello board, does anybody want the Trello board? I'm going to tell you where you can go to get it, and I want to show you how to make a copy of it. So if you just go, let me see. You guys can let me know in the comments. Do you want my Trello board to make a copy of? Do you want to use this? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, awesome. All right. So there's a couple different ways you can access it. Let me see. I think I have a... Yeah. So this link that's on the screen, affiliatemarketingjunkie.com/live. If you go to that link, that's going to take you to a page that has the resources on it that I'm talking about. It's going to have my Trello board on there. It's going to have my Facebook group on there. If you want to do this inside of my Facebook community, you'll want to go to my Facebook group, and there's a place on there that you can RSVP to let me know that you're participating in the challenge, because we're going to do it together. And anyway, so that's where you can get my Trello board. Now, before you go and start like making all these edits, please pay attention, because I want to show you how to make a copy of my Trello board, okay, before you edit anything. So when you come into Trello, and you'll have to have a Trello account. Once you have a Trello account, when you click on that link, it's just going to take you to this board. But what you want to do is up here where it says show menu in the upper right, you click on that, and then you click right here where it says more. And then right here it says copy board. So you're going to click this, you're going to name it whatever you want to name it. So you can name it like your name, accountability, or whatever you want to name it. And you'll tell Trello what workspace to put it in or whatever. And that's it. Then you have your own copy of the board. The other thing to know is that you can change like the way that, like I told you, you can move stuff around however you want. Like maybe you want your BHGs down here. Maybe that makes more sense because we have 30-day, 60-day, 90 goal BHG. I like having mine over here because I like to see my end goal. Like I like to think about what I'm up to more than my milestone goals. Like I like to look at the end goal. I like to have it right there. And I like to have my weekly action items and my daily schedule right here, but maybe you want them down here, you know, so you can move stuff around wherever you want it once you copy this board, right? So make sure you copy the board first. And then the other thing you can do right here, you can click on change background. And if you click on photos, like you can choose any photo you want and it'll just change the background. Or If you don't want to use a photo and you just want to use a color, you can just do a color. So you can make this, make it yours, make it feel good, because you're going to be hanging out here a lot. I live on Trello. So I really like my stuff to feel good. Like every board kind of has a theme. The other thing that you can do, like on mine, like this is just the master for you guys, but like on mine, I think I'm going to probably put a picture of Hawaii as my background. Like you can literally like, you can add a picture. Let me show you this real quick. If you come to here under custom, if you click plus, you can select a file from your computer. So you can put a picture of your family. You can, like, I can go to Google and find the picture of the place I want to stay in Hawaii and put it on here. And this, when we do the vision part, I'm going to show you how powerful this is. Because like I've done this with, like I wanted to go to a cabin in the mountains, and I did this on one of my vision boards. And I went online and I found like a picture of the inside of like this really cool cabin, like a fancy cabin, like really, really, really nice cabin. And I put it on my vision board. And then when we ended up going, the cabin that we ended up staying at looked a lot like the one that I had on my vision board. And that's the power of having something in front of you all the time. And again, we're going to talk about that more when we go into the vision piece of this, but you can make this background a picture of something that has to do with your goal or whatever you want. So you can go to Google, look for a picture of, you know, your reward or something to do with your goal or whatever, and use it as your background on this board as well to just make it your own. So one more time, to make a copy, you go show, you come under show menu, you click on more, and then copy board. All right. Once you have a copy of it, you can edit away and do whatever you want with it. Okay. So I'm excited. This is just really a great opportunity to play full out for the second half of the year, right? Like normally we do New Year's resolutions and we play full out in the beginning of the year, and then we start to fizzle out. Well, we're halfway through the year now. So what do you want to create in the second half of the year? And by November 11th, so it's before the holidays. So set some goals so that before the holidays, you're going into the holidays like having hit these goals. Like how good is that going to feel? I'm super excited. And you know, here's the thing. We can do anything for 4 months. Again, like I don't like to live this rigidly all the time in my life. That it just feels too confining to me. But for 4 months, it's kind of exciting, right? I can do anything for 4 months. And when I know that I'm doing this to lead up to these big goals, like that feels really good to me. And also keep in mind that the benefit that you're going to get from doing this is not even just the goals that you're putting on this board. You are going to gain so much momentum in all of these areas of your life just by having these goals. And that momentum is going to carry you beyond November 11th. And so don't forget about that, right? This is, you're really setting yourself up for success, long-term success into your future. And the other cool thing about it is we're all doing this together. Like this is a 4-month challenge that we're all doing together, and we can all support each other and root each other on. And just, there's just something about like the energy, the consciousness of that many people that are up to big things doing a challenge together. And then when we all come together in Arizona, for those, you know, for anybody that wants to, after 4 months of, you know, sprinting towards our goals, it's going to feel so good. People are going to be in great shape. Some people are going to have lost weight. Some people are going to have hit some major milestones with their income. It's going to be awesome. So if you're finding excuses about why you don't want to do the challenge, this isn't for me. I mean, trust me, I had these excuses as well. When I first heard about this challenge, I thought to myself, this is like the worst possible time for me to be doing any kind of challenge like this. Like I have a lot of stress and circumstances and whatever. But then I remembered, like, life is too short to put stuff off. Like I don't want to put off having my peak health and, you know, my freedom, you know, financially, and, you know, my happiness and all of the things that, you know, why put that off and just live in our circumstances and our stress instead, right? It doesn't make any sense. This is, it's not that often you have an opportunity to like run and sprint towards your goals with this many people. So I just invite you, if you're finding excuses, to consider giving up those excuses. So if you want to do the challenge with us, you can RSVP in my Facebook group. And I think I'm still sharing my screen, which I don't need to be. Okay. Yeah. So the link going across the screen, affiliatemarketingjunkie.com/live. If you go there, there'll be a link to my Facebook group there. So if you go over to my Facebook group, there'll be a pinned post that says RSVP here for the challenge. And you can just put me in there if you want to do the challenge with us. And we're all going to support each other, and I'm going to tag you in anything that I do that's related to the challenge. And we're going to help each other find accountability partners, that way. And it's going to be awesome. So if you're planning to join us, you can go there and say me in that post. Now, if you want to do it with me and my team, what I'm doing for my team. So I'm the community that I'm a part of, that a lot of us are a part of, is we're affiliate marketers. We have an amazing affiliate program that pays 80% commissions. So for the people that are working with me in that, we have this income calculator I was telling you about, where we can plug in, we can play around with the numbers to really break down our goals. So for the people that are on my team, I have a private Facebook group that you're going to get access to. My team they're already in that private Facebook group. I'm in there every day, but I'm going to be supporting my team personally in there. So if you're not part of our community and you want to learn more about working with me and my team, I'm going to help you get an accountability partner. We're going to work with that income calculator I will personally help you. We're going to get on Zoom calls and stuff and figure out our income goals. Some people might want to set a freedom date, right? Based on the 80% commissions, and using the income calculator, we can figure out, like, if someone says, well, I want to quit my job by November 11th. Okay, well, how much do you currently make at your job? And let's figure out, how many sales you need to make up that money in residual income. Now, what residual income means, this is the beauty of it. It's not that you're just making that amount of money every month. The income that we're talking about is the money that will come in whether you work or not. So not only will you be able to quit your job, but you'll have this residual income coming in that you can continue to build on, but that's the recurring income, right? So we're going to use the income calculator to help people if there are people that want to figure out a freedom date. Maybe November 11th is too soon for your freedom date, but we can set a different goal for November 11th that's going to have you getting towards that freedom date. And like I said, you'll get access to me in my private Facebook group as well, and the private Zoom calls that I do and stuff for my team. So if you want more information about working with me more closely with my team, on that RSVP post in the Facebook group, just write team, and we will get you that information. Okay, so let me come back over here to the comments. Okay, so the board was private and to request access, so you might need to approve those. Okay, let me see if maybe there's some type of a setting that I can, oh, here we go. Okay, I just made it public. Try it now. Somebody try it now and let me know if it works. Thank you for letting me know. And I'll definitely stay here and wait to see if somebody can let me know if it works now. If you want to go directly to the board, it's affiliatemarketingjunkie.com/goals. Or you can go to the link that's on the screen here, and there'll be a link to the board on there. But if you go to Affiliate Marketing Junkie, it worked. Okay, great. All right. Sorry about that, you guys. So now it's public. Does anyone have any questions, comments, feedback? I'm just curious. Was this helpful? Are you going to do this? Are you excited? Are you overwhelmed? Tell me. Tell me how you're feeling. I know it's a little overwhelming and it's definitely confronting. Again, this is why I don't live like this all the time. It's so funny. Like the first time I did this with an accountability partner, let's see, I'm setting my income goal for 3K per month, but would like to set up a separate poster for Feed My Starving Children. Can you tell me what my 3K would equal in the goal? Yeah, we'll go over that in the private Facebook group, Gail. I'm not getting into the income calculator here, but we will do that in my private Facebook group for sure, and we'll figure that out exactly. Perfect. Just got the board to work. Super excited and a little overwhelmed, but it's all good stuff. Yeah, so what I was saying is the first time I did this was when I had never made $10,000 a month before in my business. So my goal, my BHG, was to hit $10,000 a month, and I had set it was a 6-month goal. And I ended up hitting the goal in like 4 months, like way ahead of schedule, right? And it was so, not only did I hit it, I blew past it like it was nothing. And it was funny because, I mean, I hit every goal that I set, and so did my partner. And then we got through our 6 months and then we stopped doing it. And then a few months later, she was like, you want to do accountability again and set some new goals? And I was like, no, I'm not ready for the accountability right now. Like I needed a break from it because it can be a lot, right? And I was at that point, I blew past my financial goal. I was doing fine. I wasn't in any type of, when I started out, I was like financially strapped. So I was really, really, really motivated to hit these goals. Once I blew past them, I was like, I just need a break from this. But once in a while, it's awesome to do it. Like I said, I don't want to do it all the time. I'm excited to do it when I do it because I know I'm going to hit my goals. Do you think 10K is doable for this challenge? There's a lot of factors involved. So in order for me to be able to answer that, but yes, it's doable. We just need to talk about how much time you have. What are your income streams? Again, we can work backwards using the income calculator to figure out, you'll be able to see if it's doable based on your income streams. If you're talking about the 80% commission income stream, we can work backwards so that you can see exactly what that looks like. So basically, okay, so let me just explain how this works and why this is so powerful when we get into my private Facebook group and we use the income calculator to figure this out. Because basically, the way that you'll know if it's doable is if you say, okay, so my 1111 goal is 10,000 per month. So in order to do that, how many sales do I have to make to be there? Right? And then we take the number of sales that you have to make by November 11th, and we break that down to your 30-day, 60-day, 90-day goals. And you can look at these numbers and you can decide, well, does that feel doable to you? And if your 30-day goal is a certain number of sales, then we're going to break that down into a weekly goal and even a daily goal. And then you can look at that and say, okay, this is how many sales I need to make every week or per day in order to hit my goal by November 11th. And that's the beauty of having, that's one of the reasons I love our comp plan, because it's 80% commissions across the board. There's no levels, there's no weird other things in the comp plan. It's just you make 80% commission on every sale that you make. So with this income calculator that has all 3 of our products on there and automatically calculates the commission, 80% on each of them, we can see exactly what we need to do. It's really easy to calculate. So Gail, if you're looking at, oh, well, this means I need to, and I'm just flying by the seat of my pants here. I don't know what those numbers actually would be, but when we look at the income calculator, you can say like, oh, well, this means I need to make however many sales per day. I don't think that's possible for me right now. Then you know that you need to adjust your goal. You either need to adjust your goal or you need to allow for more time to work on your business, or something needs to be adjusted, right? But because again, you want to make sure that the goal is actually attainable and not too pie in the sky, but you also want to make sure that it's inspiring. And again, like even if 10,000 per month by November 11th, maybe when we break down the numbers, maybe you're like, that's a little too much for me to commit to. But let's say you change it and say you're going to be at $6,000 per month in residual income by November 11th or something like that. Well, when you hit that goal in November, you're well on your way to your $10,000 per month goal, right? You're not quite there yet, but you can have your goal for November 11th be a goal that's a milestone to hitting that goal, right? So there's different ways to do it. And so again, I never want to tell anyone that any goal is too far-fetched, because miracles happen and incredible things happen when we get really, really committed. Literally, like the universe conspires in our favor. And I know that sounds weird and woo-woo or whatever, but I'm just saying it because it's true. It's happened to me so many times. What's that quote? Providence moves to. Let me see if I can find that quote real quick. I love this quote. Providence. Here. Okay, I'm going to read this to you guys. Until one is committed, there is hesitancy, the chance to draw back. Concerning all acts of initiative and creation, there is one elementary truth, the ignorance of which kills countless ideas and splendid plans. That the moment one definitely commits oneself, then providence moves too. I love that quote, because and it's so true, when you get really committed to something, things just start to fall into place and line up. It's amazing what happens. So I never want to tell anybody that their goal is too far-fetched, because I don't really feel like anything's too far-fetched. Where there's a will, there's a way. If you're willing to be super committed and accountable and do whatever it takes, and you know what that is, we don't always need to know every piece of the how. A lot of that is stuff that we can't even predict, right? But if we have a track to run on and we know what we need to do every week and we know what we need to do each day, that's why my Trello board gets really specific, because I want to know what I'm doing every single day and know that if I'm doing my daily tasks every day, that's going to have me hit my weekly goals. And if I'm hitting those weekly goals every week, that's going to have me hit my 30-day goal. And if I continue on after my 30-day goal, doing all of my weekly tasks and all of my daily tasks, I'm going to hit my 60-day goal and my 90-day goal and my 11-11 goal. There's no way you're not going to hit it, as long as you have it laid out in a way that you've broken it down and it makes sense and you stay the course throughout the whole thing. Helen posted this in the chat on Facebook. This is the quote that I just read. So if anybody if you're not on Facebook, you want to see this, you can screenshot this. Can't wait to get all the income info. Maybe I will be more aggressive. Yeah, so I have in my private Facebook group, Gail, I posted asking who is planning on doing the challenge, because I want to find out everybody that's doing the challenge, and then I'm going to schedule a Zoom call so that we can use the income calculator and figure out everybody's stuff specifically with their income and get you all situated. We need to do it soon because I want everybody to be in action by Monday. Any other questions or comments, you guys? Woot woot. I know, this is so exciting. Helen, you are in my private Facebook group because you're on my team. So in there's a post that I made where I'm asking you to let me know that you're doing the challenge so that I can invite you to the Zoom call. All right. Well, thank you guys for being here with me. And I hope this has been helpful. And this replay will stay up. Whoever this is, you need to click that StreamYard link or tell me who this is, because I can't tell who's typing this. So there's a link in the Facebook description that says click here to show StreamYard your name or whatever. And so if you click on that, I'll be able to tell who is asking this question. What was I going to say? Oh, the replay. So wherever you're watching this, when I'm done, the replay is going to stay up. So if you need to go back and like watch it again to figure out the Trello stuff, you can. If you're watching the replay and you weren't here with me live, definitely say replay in the comments so that I know that you were here. And again, go over to my Facebook group, which is affiliatemarketingjunkie.com/Facebook, and go in there and say me. There's a pinned post that says RSVP here for the 11/11 Trinity Transformation Challenge. And you can say me in the comments to let me know that you want to do it. You can say team in the comments if you want to learn more about working with me personally on my team. And again, if you're here watching the replay, say replay in the comments so that I know you're here. You're welcome, Lou. Thank you for being here with us. You're welcome, Gail. My pleasure. And anyway, I hope this has been helpful, you guys. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out in my Facebook group or in the comment section of wherever you're watching this video, and I'll be sure and get your questions answered. And enjoy the Trello board. Get a Voxer app if you don't have it, and have fun with that too, with an accountability partner. Just have fun with it. Make it fun. I mean, it is fun when you start seeing stuff really starting to come to fruition. So enjoy the process. I love you guys, and I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.